Let me now tell you about the latest exclusive details. These are details you haven't heard till now. India Today gets you what our sources have confirmed to us. When India fired at the Pakistani air bases, how did we do it? India, according to our sources, fired around 15 BrahMos missiles on Pakistan air bases. The strike by the BrahMos and Scalp mainly hit hangar of the Pakistan Air Force at one of the air bases in Sindh, where there was clearly heavy damage, as the evidence and images confirmed. Now, the aircraft missions carrying the missiles flew from different air bases in Western and Southwestern Air Command. The missions attacked almost all the major sites. In total, 11 bases were successfully hit. Sources have also confirmed to India Today, armed forces remain on a high alert, even though, of course, for now, we don't look for an escalation. But if Pakistan indulges in a misadventure, armed forces say they are completely prepared and ready. Remember, Indian forces, especially the Air Force, clearly showed its might this time. A crucial mission like Operation Sindoor, where you hit the terror targets deep inside Pakistan, on escalation hit the military targets, and amid all of this to ensure civilian areas of Pakistan are still not hit. Incredible work.
Now, once they got hit as badly as they did on the morning of May 10th, and all of you have seen the today the satellite pictures which actually bring out very graphically how much damage we did. By the way, the satellite pictures also bring out how little damage they did. So these pictures I think will tell you what a hit they took, and the same people who are not willing to stand down on 7th May were willing to talk and stand down on the 10th of May. It is very clear who wanted the cessation of firing.
Getting us those exclusive details is India Today's managing editor Gaurav Sawant. He now joins me this morning on the first step. Gaurav, good morning. Amid all of this, the details that you're bringing, incredible. 15 BrahMos missiles used and hit where it hurts Pakistan. But I constantly keep hearing this term, hot standby, by the Indian Armed Forces. Can you explain more on that? What does it mean? Why are we hearing of this hot standby?
Government sources tell India Today that there is a pause in hot operations. The armed forces are in a state of highest readiness. The operational readiness platform, combat air patrols by the Indian Air Force, they're happening as usual because Pakistan is an adversary that just cannot be trusted, and history has shown India that each time there's been a ceasefire in operations, and in this case there wasn't a war for a ceasefire to happen. India said yes, there is a pause in operations. Pakistan has been put on notice. Now, if under domestic pressure or under pressure of terrorists, whether it's the Pakistan Army or Lashkar-e-Taiba or jaish-e-mohammad, they mount an operation against the people of India or against military installations by the army, there would be an immediate and punitive response, which could perhaps be even worse than what Pakistan went through on the 10th of May morning that compelled Pakistan to seek a ceasefire. So the situation does remain precarious. Indian Navy ships, they are still out there in the Arabian Sea. They haven't come back to port. Operational deployment remains. The army is alert, not just along the line of control where the posture was always aggressive, but even along the international border. But then there is no movement. There's no forward movement of troops on ground. So there is no escalation from the Indian side, but they're waiting and watching Pakistan's behavior.
Gaurav, yes. What I want to also understand here from what you're telling us, this is not just Pakistan. It's definitely getting help from what we saw, let's say, in Turkey, but also command centers. From Chinese missiles to their HQ-9 and other defense systems that, of course, failed to really work when it was required. But does this mean the command centers could be in China?
Now, that's a very pertinent point and a matter of greater scrutiny in India. India wasn't just fighting Pakistan's state-sponsored radical Islamist terror and Pakistan army attacking India or escalating in defense of the terrorist bases that had been hit by India on the 7th of May. There were Turkish operators on ground. There were Chinese operators who were helping the Pakistan Army. Now, 80% of all Pakistani military hardware is from China. By some accounts, more than 80%. So whether it's the JF-17 Thunder fighters or the J-10s or the J-7s, the J-10Cs are the new Chinese aircraft. The JF-17s, of course, now manufactured in Pakistan. However, there are a large number of Chinese engineers and operators who are there on ground for logistics support, maintenance with these missiles, including the new PL-15 export long-range air-to-air missile. Now, China doesn't share codes with anyone. The question is, was this remotely handled? Whether, as experts argue, through a satellite, through data link, through operators in an advanced early warning airborne command and control center, or a center which was some distance away from the theater of combat. These are issues that India is still grappling with. It's very much possible India has the technology, China has the technology, Pakistan, courtesy China, has the technology, because do keep in mind, Pakistan does not have a dedicated military satellite or satellite that would, give battlefield transparency. So China is helping Pakistan in its war against India or operations against India. So India was able to defeat not just Pakistan, impose costs not just on Pakistan, but also on Chinese weapons and Turkish weapons. And 2 Turkish operators, we are told, were killed during Operation Sindoor. So this is a big win for India, considering it was battling the combined forces or equipment of Pakistan, Turkey and China.
This is absolutely concerning, and it's a reminder, perhaps just in time as well, for India to know who really stood with Pakistan at a time when perhaps we thought they could have been our allies and friends. Gaurav, thank you very much for getting all this exclusive information.